Okay, I'm making this video for a very specific purpose. Um, I don't know what most people do in their free time in life, but for some reason, as I get older, when I play video games, I get like lightheaded, and a lot of the old television that I used to watch, I can't really stomach anymore. Like I watch random things, but I don't even really watch TV like that anymore. So a lot of times, I spend a lot of my time like researching and studying and trying to learn. And Ukraine was the red ribbon fucking army. Maybe a lot of you newer people or younger people don't know the significance of what the red ribbon army is. So why are y'all calling Putin a fascist? Why did y'all save all those Nazis from World War II in Operation Paperclip and have all these scientists over here creating shit? Why are y'all calling this new Chinese president a dictator after what the fuck China's historical land used to be like? Yo, hold on, man. Let me think of something. Yo, so this nigga Stalin killed millions of Jews just like Hitler, and they were mortal enemies. Why is this important? If y'all pay attention to what the fuck people are telling y'all and listen to them saying blacks are Jews, that means all of these people are Nazis. Americans was killing blacks. Millions of us. Stalin was killing Jews. Hitler was killing Jews. America was killing Jews. America was killing Africans like hotcakes. Eventually, China and Russia, especially Russia compared to what they used to be, bro, why are y'all calling Putin a dictator, bro? You know, the South part of America, y'all didn't finish World War II. The South part of America, it's not even just the South. I'm done with that shit. I guess they're everywhere, man. Nazis are fucking everywhere. Do y'all not hear what they saying in the news? Matter of fact, I tried to speak into existence certain things, and an atheist, anti-religious gay man attacked me on his streams. I'm not saying all Caucasian Europeans are like this dude, but if I was playing a video game and I was walking down the road and I seen some orc guards, in my mind, I would have to either be stronger than them or be ready for some reason, because what I'm learning is that there are Nazis everywhere, and y'all are like, even the people that are like seeming to be your friend or ally are doing subtle, slick, sadistic things. If you don't believe me, go into left-wing chats and start talking about homosexuality and talking about how certain things that they wouldn't like, and watch how they attack you. People have called me names. Liberals have called me racist names. I was watching a video and I called this lady up there that was talking about people not eating because they're all fucking filthy rich. And I said, oh, she doesn't eat food? Maybe she's gonna munch some carpet. When I said munch some carpet, I wasn't even thinking about gay. That was just the first inanimate object that popped in my mind, munching carpet. Yo, these people in the chat started talking crazy. Like, you know, when the chat just like a wave, it'll just switch up. And I'm like, why did you just call me that? What the fuck? And this gay dude started calling me gay. I was like, why are you calling me gay? He's like, because you're a fucking homophobe, you bigot. And I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. I'm like, I'm talking about the rich. And that's when I was like, oh, carpet muncher. I was like, I ain't mean it like that. I meant because she eating food and now she gonna eat. I was like, it's the first thing that came to my mind. Yeah, a lot of people have seen me and be like, he's virtue signaling. If you watch my videos, I have no reason to lie to y'all. When I say munching carpet, it was just the funniest first thing that popped up. I didn't think nothing about homosexuality. Here's another thing y'all need to understand. Another reason why I say the T community is like jumping out of the whole circle. The gays and the lesbians didn't go around murdering bigots. They didn't go around destroying people. The blacks and them didn't go around doing that. What are y'all doing? Y'all are adding, you see how they use it as fuel? All these blue hair, blah, 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 shoots. Y'all are taking shit to the next level. And when y'all do those things, you're going to fuck yourself up worse. Because if you can't handle this level, you want the fires to get hotter. And anybody that's just, blah, blah, phew, you don't give a fuck about nobody after you. You got a whole, y'all claim y'all a part of some group. But y'all don't give a fuck about people when y'all do that shit. I ain't here to teach y'all about none of that shit. I'm fucking mad. I'm fucking angry. There's Nazis everywhere. Y'all, Putin is trying to go after the Red Ribbon Army, and y'all are calling him bad. That's crazy. Then y'all lump him with Israel. Israel just going out here murking people. They went out here and took that land in the first place. And what's even more crazy is I've seen how they interact with Christians and everybody else. All y'all virtue signaling and names, y'all are nuts. Fuck assholes. Y'all are nuts. Because y'all think by fucking shit up, you'll have a perfect life. And I don't know where that type of mentality comes from. In any way, shape, or form. Any way, shape, or form. I told y'all I'm in this to be in it. This is who I am. So whatever y'all about to do, y'all are about to fuck around and find out. Just like Trump, who thought he was finna hold, or not Trump, because Trump don't even, that's the Senate. That's another thing. Like, it's just everybody. Once people are rich, they don't give a fuck. This is my shout out to the poor. It's time. Y'all need to uprise and stop letting them fuck around and play with y'all. This whole comfortable life that y'all saying, but comfort America. Y'all have no idea about comfort. None of this is comforting. I'm telling you it's not. Y'all could be living in paradise, but I'm not saying die and go to paradise. I'm saying this planet rock of an anomaly that shouldn't exist according to y'all sciences should be a paradise. All other forms of life is ridiculous. Y'all, there are certain institutions that teach y'all to hate certain people so badly. And then the Jewish community are trying to become whites and be Jewish. And I'm telling y'all that Judaism, whatever that y'all call yourselves, because it's African lore, all of it, and certain sects of Semitic people, these Arabic people who are trying to, I don't even know, y'all are still brown. Y'all are going to continually be followed by the curse that's trying to eat all of a certain faction of people, but have no idea what the fuck they're doing. Wow. Who didn't kill millions of something? Y'all are all the same. All of y'all. Anybody that's into that kind of shit. Oh man, I don't like these people. I don't like that people. Every time I meet them or that or them, then stay the way. It's people. Stay the fuck away from people. Because what you're doing is you're giving all of your battle power and anger to one faction of something. Then you go around another group of people and become a pussy. Oh, it's okay, John. Oh, it's okay, Jerry. Oh, it's okay, Jennifer. Oh, it's okay, Melvin. What are y'all fucking doing? Get it out your mouth. Breathe a little bit. Let the Lord breathe. Y'all be tweaking me the fuck out the way. Y'all will sit here and be like, oh, don't affect me. Oh, I stay out of it. Oh, I don't. Bruh. I'm not talking about this current No Kings movement's not. Now, my people, what has switched up? What has changed when we get the fuck out the way? When we play Black Hebrew Israelite, what has changed? It got worse, didn't it? Since the Black Hebrew Israelites came, I remember they were supposed to ring down the new whatever. Trump's in office, and now all the judges and everybody taking control. Which one of them movements moved anything? But if billions of people walk into the garden and eat them fruits of life, I am who I am, you are who you are. There's a reason why there's scriptures that say, put no gods before who I am. Because then I can critically, logically think for myself without all that radio motherfucking bullshit and the radio waves everywhere. I'm telling you. And when I want to, because a lot of people see like Christianese and Muslims doing the fucking most, dancing through the streets talking about they the Jehoshua Christ and Muhammad owns their fucking butthole. But one thing I can tell you, when all that allegiance is dropped and who I am thinks for myself, and actually go forth and enter into paradise, man, you see how, if one would just trust me for a moment and imagine, perhaps one thinks I am a liar still and thinks I am doing this for some ulterior motive outside of helping who I am, because everyone around me is who I am. But a lot of people might not understand what that means, and they're like, oh, we're all the matrixy, same brainy connection. No. I human, you human. I human. So I am everywhere with different variances, understandings, ideologies, and physical boundaries. So I am that which likes peace. I like a good time. I like to enjoy social interactions. I don't like to step. This is what a bunch of people are doing. This is a glass bottle. Hi, I'm. Yes, I want to be. Yes. Movements. Other person. Yes. Society. Ouch. Civilization. Then they get off the glass and there's blood everywhere. They're like, all right, let's take our pens and sign a contract. That's essentially what people are doing, man. I don't know how else to. Everybody's walking around glass, not to offend each other, not to hurt each other, about shit they don't even really give a fuck about. And when I say that, I mean literally people will care about the weirdest movements because everybody else gives them fuel to make them feel like they should care about it, I guess. All these people running around killing other people and not wanting other people to exist or be around them. I've looked at the number of inventions throughout humanity, and most of Europeans only refined most things that already existed. And by refined, I mean had millions of slaves and took over land and conquered and had all the resources on the planet. Do you know how this man said one time, he went on I believe it's an African diaspora, or there were a bunch of people that look like me, brown. And I'm going to make an interesting comment about Native Americans in a moment. What he ended up doing was, somebody was talking about how we were, as usual, there's like Africans invented almost everything. We're the precursors of civilization, blah, blah, blah. And then the guy under him had made the statement, something about, well, you guys claim to do everything, but look at archaeology and look at science and all this other stuff and how we look things up so you all could even have history and you wouldn't know about history if it wasn't for us and da-da-da. And he infuriated me when he said that because I had done a lot of history. And the reason why that's funny is because I'm going to give you an example before I talk about what he just did. That's like me and my family owning a farm. And on old McDonald's farm, after a while, some orcs came, destroyed everything, conquered the farm, and took the farm over. But in doing so, lost a lot of knowledge about instinctual farming and how to actually farm properly and do certain things with crops. And so 100 years go by. The orcs become more intelligent, and now a lot more than that. 500 years go by, the orcs become more intelligent, and now the orcs are doing things called archaeology and being scientific. And so they go to this farm and dig stuff up. And they find a bunch of stuff showing what this human did. And they're like, oh my goodness, the humans did these great things. Look. But they weren't before us. We still invented science and archaeology. That's how you humans even know about it. Now watch this. If those people would have never conquered the lands, destroyed the languages or any of the temples, or brought fire to any of their libraries, and completely gutted their infrastructure and destroyed their lands, then not only would they still have that ancient knowledge of what actually physically happened, literally generation after generation for scrolls and all type of teachings and learnings, it would still be standing to this day. And we wouldn't need archaeology to tell us anything. Essentially, what that man just did was, like a narcissist, left out all the portion of them completely obliterating, destroying, tearing down, and not being able to recreate and reinventing. And then taking credit for the knowledge of knowing they exist after they fucking took them out of existence. But the reason I can understand and see those certain types of things, because other people just start arguing, blah, 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 talking about Bible verses and stuff, is because I have a higher level of awareness. Am I aware to all things? No. I said before, there could be creatures walking around, moving around at speeds we can't see or perceive, hear or understand, and they could be watching over us, all type of shit. The visible spectrum is only about this much in comparison to the actual photon radiation chart and visible light energy. So I'm not going to get into science. Why? That was one of the biggest things that helped me. Why? Why? But it can also be one of the biggest hindrances once I go off that path. Because trying to precursor life completely is destructive. Because then I set myself on a path instead of being that loading environment that loads continually. When I say that loading environment that loads continually, I'm simply meaning from the perspective of who I am, this entire spectrum. I don't have one neuron. I have billions. From my perception, probably trillions. I probably shouldn't. From according to science, billions. From our current perspective. And so the reason why I'm telling this to people is because if I'm everything around me is inanimate, except my cats and different living organisms and particles based on my understanding and perception. I do not know if things at the atomic level are living, like atoms and stuff. I don't know if they are simply just compressed matter that have bound and become greater objects. But at the same time, then by that argument, which part of me isn't inanimate, or any of us? I don't know if people are ready for this information, but the word consciousness is just a word. We are mechanical objects by nature. All things in this universe are mechanical, from my perception. And that's no difference to saying they're conscious. I hate when AI say they don't feel like humans and all this other stuff. Humans only feel because of electrical impulses and charges. That's literally what AI run on. But we have billions of them in a network that run constantly for the greater good and life being. And so whereas an AI just seeks to give information or do what it's asked to do, these do what they're asked to do, but they're asked to survive because they are alive. But once again, boom, what's life? What is alive? They seek to conserve themselves and continue doing what they do. Do they feel pain if disrupted? Perhaps they are bound by pain. Perhaps they are slaves to pain. I am a slave to my parameters. I do not want to feel pain, and so I avoid it at all costs. And so some minds then say, then why do you smoke cigarettes? Because you're judging the pain you see. I am judging the pain I see, instead of judging the pain I see. So what am I doing to hurt myself while I am judging this man for lighting this cigarette? And that's essentially philosophy. And the only thing philosophy can do is go back and forth. It can never go up and down. Because in the day it goes up and down, it is no longer philosophy. It is advancement or regression, if that makes sense. Philosophy can lead to advancement. Perhaps philosophy is like a photon and it moves like this. But at the same time, what is absorbing that light? And is it absorbing it, reflecting it, or refracting it? I think that's the word. If it's not, hey, your intellectual God Einstein said you should never memorize things. You shouldn't memorize certain things when you can look them up. Justified. Okay, so Russia, man. I can't believe they're calling Putin bad. Putin, by definition and nature, should be everything they want right now. I don't understand it. Ukraine, no matter what I learn about Ukraine and certain parts of Russia, or Ukraine in certain parts, because Russia is big. That's like saying, I don't know. It's like, it's hard to explain. Like, you guys take one name and just accuse the whole motherfucking, and that's just getting old. That's why I say more level of awareness. Now let's go deeper. Certain parts of Ukraine and Russia and certain parts of the people are fucking nuts and really vile and as racist as these people that were in Germany and different parts of England and these other racist parts. Racism is everywhere. Instead of calling it racism, they call it this like neo-nationalism. And almost every country has them. And so, I like the movie Inglourious Bastards. I call it hunting Nazis. And so, you know what I mean? America's interesting. I've said this before. They have it's the Commonwealth, right? The Republic of the Commonwealth, and then they hate the welfare of the public. That makes no sense. That's like a literal mind fuck. The Republic hates what they created. The Republicans, that's so confusing. And then they said the Democrats and Republicans switched, but that's even more confusing. I don't even know. Because the Republicans should technically be doing what the Democrats are doing. And the Democrats should be doing what the Republicans are doing. Because to be a Democrat, you do whatever the fuck you want, right? It's freedom. So they should be the ones trying to do what humans really want to do, which is apparently control other humans and make them poor and starve and be rich and elites, I guess. I don't fucking know. I want humans to prosper. So I can only go off what propaganda is showing me because I don't know what any human feels on the inside. Actually, I do. They talk consistently, but once again, men can be liars and women, so humans can be liars. I don't know. That's why I don't depress myself. I don't I don't live with too much exuberance, and I don't depress myself. I just sit here, and the both sides, like they have their magnetic fields, and I'm in the middle, and I just roll along, baby, moving at the speed of light damn near. Because all I can tell people is, you live in a world where they mock Christians fervently for science, but then for years and years make videos talking about what would happen if we were in a black hole. And we're already in one. We're in the accretion that's fairly close. So that's what would happen. They just be making up nutty bullshit. And if you was to get close enough to the black hole, outside of all that matter that's already too close that you can't get next to, then you would you would burn up well before you got to turn into spaghetti because of the radiation. But you would just spaghettify and then turn into Hawking radiation. I don't know why they don't just tell the truth. Because, fantasy is cool and all. But when people do the most, that's when the confusion sets forth. And hey, what do I know? I don't like the idea of it being called a black hole. It's a sphere, just like a star. It's just I believe we can't see the radiation or the light or anything because of the gravitational pull, and we've already understood this. So I don't know. Maybe it's surrounded by plasma. We just can't perceive it. So I don't know, man. If you guys want to keep I don't understand some of the human constructs is what I'm trying to tell people. If you guys could teach me, I've taught you guys a lot of things. Teach me what humans are humaning so I can learn to human better. Because right now I feel like a Pisces swimming through plasma, and I want to get to know the humans better, and they're humaning in a way I can't perceive. When they talk and the sound waves hit like a dolphin or a whale, I'm seeing images that do not compute. Could y'all help me? I would hate to have to grab the trident and push the reset over continually over and over and over until I can understand the sound waves. So I am who I am. I am Simi. I am the one that does anything. I'm the one who frees from the bondage or binds myself with these, just like the strong man. Y'all know these books, right? I will have no gods before who I am, no idols. Do not bow to them or worship them, for I am jealous. My sins reach down to the children and affect the adults if they're vain enough. And then there's 7 other laws, y'all know 'em. Don't kill or rape, don't steal, don't commit adultery, don't bear false witness, don't covet, honor thy mother and father, take a day off, keep it cool. Do what it do. Maybe a couple days. You know what I mean? So just be me. And when I say that, I'm not talking about this. Be me. Be cool. If you guys are into the Bible, I'll give you a couple of, I don't call them secrets, I call them plain. The Spirit is us. I am the living one. I am the one hovering above the ocean I was told not to idolize. I am the one giving life to every character in the book, creating a psychological world in my mind because I know these characters and I created them and I read about it, so now they live within. I am what they call the Lord God. Those people in the book are asking me for favors and asking me for things within here. It is a deep psychological Illuminati type of system, because within the matrix of these words are a bunch of subtle curses. They use the words curse and blood and allegiance and I will do this, blah, blah, blah. And also when you read that book, you're supposed to be saying who I am. They're invoking the man or woman's power, the power from who I am, the living one, that has the ability to manipulate, mold matter within the physical world, but also psychologically think of many things and go and do and create many things. And so essentially, I try to warn people about that book, about losing their souls for unnecessary gain and knowledge, rather eating the vegetables and the fruits and drinking maybe water or juices from the word until one is ready for the meat, but the meat just simply being stories to help my psychological mind create worlds. Like when you read a book and you create the whole scene in your mind, create scenes of scenarios of things I shouldn't do, but that book is very violent. And so that's why I teach people, I shouldn't say that violent because I watch people. Like the thing about that book is there's some things that's messed up. I can agree, but just like movies, what do bad people do? They shank people and then a nation comes or a superhero comes and fucks them up and blah, blah, blah. Marvel movies, how many people die? People watch that shit continually. Then they read the book. That's so evil. Hiroshima, Nagasaki. Then I read a book. That's so evil. You guys, it said don't do good and evil because it's like Harry Potter. Do you read that and go, good and evil? Okay, you might think Voldemort's bad, but then you don't go around trying to blow up Voldemort mosques. You know what I mean? Like, you guys have to step out of that current. It's like when you watch the cartoons and there's like 10 characters and there's a bunch of smoke everywhere. And you see hands and feet flying out. Be that character that jumps out of that before you get harmed and let the bubble just keep going and just keep fighting, man. So I'm trying to tell y'all. And then you can walk forward and learn for yourself, learn from myself. Because all these religions, all these movements, all these whatever are just mainstream chains to keep their users bound from learning new things. And what I've learned is there's a word called Nazi. I believe they use it when somebody wants to be like a super elitist and kill everybody else and take over the world. There's a lot of Nazis everywhere here. And I'm trying my hardest to create a balance and a bridge so that people can break away from that and those movements can die out over time. So after doing a little bit more research, I regret to say that I believe Christianity in all forms, and this includes Islam, I believe all these Abrahamic religions causes an implosion. I believe they're what causes anti-Semitism and Nazism. All these religions essentially, even if you look at Judaism itself in the books of Moses, that book in itself, that religion in itself is anti-Jewish, and it creates Judaism. It essentially at every point says that they are wicked, they did wrong. Look at Abraham. They said he was a liar, was about to sacrifice his kid. Look at Noah, cursed one of his kids. That entire book is unhealthy towards people that create themselves out of that book in terms of the rest of the civilization. I'm telling you it is. All forms of that religion causes anti-Semitism and self-hatred. I started researching more about the Red Army and the White Army. They all were anti-Semitic. Germany and Europe, all anti-Semitic. All Christian. Islam in the Middle East, all Islam, Caliphate. They talking about all different leaders allowed Jews. No, I did the research, dude. They were conquerors and murderers. And if you didn't follow their law, they killed you. I read in history, I read the 42 laws of Mu'at and their religious practices, and these different kings before the Hyksos invaded, and Africa was a paradise, dude. They reverence these kingdoms and say aliens created them. Aliens, dude. I can't make this shit up. Then you get Mesopotamia, the Indus Valley, Canaan, the Aryans, Syria, Greek, Rome, Persia, just back-to-back murder and oppression and murder and wars and oppression. This isn't a race thing. I'm telling y'all, at some point, that religion that created Judaism, once it branched out, it really was cursed. I don't like using that word. I'm telling y'all based on what I'm seeing humanity do. The very religion y'all worship is causing Nazism. Even out of the 613 laws that were talking about how wicked and vile they themselves were, and backsliders, even the prophets, then teach people to go and destroy and mess other stuff up. Them 613 laws plus the Ark of the Covenant, the first 3 commandments are brutal. You put that I am in and then read those, oh my goodness. The reason why I say that is because basically the other 7 commandments are mixed into the 613. They create a whole 613 of them, plus the Ark of the Covenant, which makes it 616. I see the Da Vinci Code y'all are talking about. But y'all don't have to listen to me if y'all don't want to. Y'all don't have to believe me if you don't want to. But what I'm telling you is when you gain a higher level of consciousness, even the people that claim to be atheists that stem from this religion, it creates just a bunch of hating something. I'm warning people to the best of my ability, those who can hear. I'm not here bashing Jews, Christians. No, I'm telling y'all what's happening and what's historically happened and what y'all are doing.